Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Easy English Spark. I'm thrilled you're here because today we're lighting up your English listening and speaking skills with a brand new 10-part mini-story written just for A1, A2 learners. You'll follow our narrator's gentle journey from quiet mornings by the sea to rediscovering her own light, all in clear, simple sentences you can listen to, read along with, and repeat aloud. Ready to boost your confidence and speak more fluently than ever? Let's dive in and spark your English together. I've made a quiet life for myself. I wake up when pale light brushes my curtains and soft air fills the room. I stretch my arms and feel gentle warmth in my chest. My little clock ticks like a quiet bird. I whisper a good morning to myself. I smile because the day feels kind. I pull on my blue sweater and step outside. Fresh wind greets my face and carries a hint of salt. The street stays calm, and only distant gulls break the silence. I walk slowly and listen to my own steps. My heart beats in a steady, happy rhythm. I reach the small bakery on the corner, and sweetbread smells greet me. The baker hands me a warm loaf and winks with friendly eyes. Steam rises like a tiny cloud in the early sun. I thank him and tuck the loaf under my arm. The crust crackles, and I feel comfort. I return to my yellow cottage by the sea. I brew black tea and pour it into a white cup. I sit near the window and watch silver waves roll in and out. The water glitters and the sky opens wide above it. Peace settles around me like a light blanket. I write a few simple words in my journal. My pen moves slowly, and each line feels honest. I note the color of the sky, the sound of the wind, and the quiet joy in my chest. Writing clears my thoughts and makes me calm. I close the book with care. I walk down the pebble path to the lighthouse museum. The old door creaks, but the sound feels friendly. I flip on soft lights, and wooden beams glow warm brown. Glass cases hold ship models and worn compasses. I breathe in the scent of salt and old stories. A few visitors arrive, and I greet them with a gentle smile. I show them faded maps and tiny shells once found at sea. They lean close and listen, and their eyes shine with wonder. Their thanks warm me like morning sun. I feel proud of this gentle work. At noon, I carry a simple lunch to a bench near the pier. I eat cheese and bread, and waves clap softly below. Small boats sway and rock like sleepy cats. I close my eyes and feel the breeze on my cheeks. Quiet. Laughter rises inside me. After lunch, I stroll through the market street. Stalls display bright fruit, colored scarves, and handmade candles. I touch a lavender bar and breathe its sweet perfume. The vendor tells a short joke, and I laugh with her. Kind words make simple magic. I head home as shadows grow longer. Children chase kites on the sand, and their shouts drift like song. I wave at my neighbor, Mr. Doyle, who tends red geraniums. He smiles and raises his hat. The village feels like family. Inside, I light a small candle and open a dog-eared novel. The pages smell of warm paper and sea air. Words flow like gentle rain in my mind. I lose myself in the story but still hear waves outside. The house sighs with quiet. Night settles, and stars sparkle over Silver Cove. I stand at the door and breathe the cool dark. The moon paints a silver path on the ocean. I thank the day for its soft gifts. Then I close my eyes and feel content, because I have made a quiet life for myself. I didn't see him coming. I sort tickets at the museum desk when the door swings open. A tall man steps inside and shakes rain from his coat. His eyes search the room like a traveler in a new land. I feel a quick flutter in my chest. The room suddenly seems brighter. I greet him with a gentle hello and offer a brochure. He smiles and says his name is Lucas Carter. His voice is deep but kind, and my cheeks grow warm. He thanks me and studies the old maps on the wall. I watch him, trace the faded lines with quiet care. I walk beside him and point to a model ship from 1886. He leans closer and asks many questions. I like how he listens, slow and focused. Most visitors rush, but he does not. I feel calm and curious at the same time. We reach a dusty compass in a glass case. He says the metal still looks brave after so many storms. His words surprise me and paint a picture in my mind. I laugh softly, and he laughs too. The sound echoes sweetly through the hall. Lucas buys a small postcard of the lighthouse. He holds it like a treasure, and he thanks me again. When he leaves, he tips his hat and steps into the rain. I stand by the door and watch him disappear down the quiet street. My heart beats faster than before. That night I sit by my window and sip warm milk. I think about his gentle voice and honest eyes. The rain taps the glass like light fingers, and I cannot sleep. I sigh and hug my blanket closer. I whisper, "Why do I feel so awake?" The next morning I open the museum early. Lucas waits outside with 2 cups of coffee. He smiles and hands one to me. The cup warms my fingers and my heart. We walk inside together, and the day feels new. He asks about the lighthouse stairs and the lantern room view. I lead him up the winding steps. Wind hums around us, and seagulls cry above. We reach the top and see silver waves stretch far. I breathe in sharp air and feel alive. Lucas tells me he writes short travel pieces for a small journal. He says he came here to rest and to think. I nod and feel a soft spark of respect. He looks at the endless water and sighs with wonder. I stand beside him in quiet peace. Later, we sit on a stone wall beside the harbor. Boats rock gently, and ropes creak like sleepy music. We share stories about childhood summers and favorite books. The talk flows easy and bright. My words feel safe with him. Afternoon sun tilts low, so he rises to leave. He thanks me once more and promises to visit tomorrow. His promise hangs in the air like sweet perfume. I wave until he turns the corner. Warmth lingers in my chest long after he is gone. I walk home under pink clouds and listen to the soft crash of waves. I touch the cool coffee cup still in my pocket. I did not plan this meeting, but it feels like a small miracle. I whisper to the sea, I didn't see him coming. And the breeze answers with a gentle hush, as if it agrees. I felt something shift. I unlock the museum door, and Lucas stands there with bright eyes. He holds 2 fresh muffins and a playful grin. The morning light falls on his hair like gold. I feel a small spark in my chest, quick and warm. I invite him inside, and the day begins softly. We walk among the exhibits, and he asks gentle questions. I show him a sailor's diary, and he reads a line aloud. His voice sounds steady, but it trembles on the last word. I sense a shared silence between us, calm but electric. My hands feel light, as if they could float. At noon, we take our lunches to the pier. The sun paints silver paths on the water, and gulls dance in the sky. Lucas pulls out a sketchbook and draws the boats. I watch the lines appear like quiet magic. My heart beats faster with each stroke. A soft breeze lifts my hair, and he tucks a strand behind my ear. The touch lasts only a second, but it echoes in my skin. I look away and blush, and he smiles without a word. The air feels bright and sweet. I taste salt and something new. Back inside, he helps me dust the glass cases. We laugh when a feather duster slips and startles us both. Our shoulders bump, and we grin like children. Work feels lighter with him near. A humming warmth threads through the quiet room. That evening, I make soup and invite him to share it. We sit at my small wooden table, knees nearly touching. The soup steams and the candle flickers. He tells a story about a storm in Ireland, and I laugh until tears shine. My kitchen feels larger than ever. When he leaves, the hallway feels wide and empty. I stand there holding his forgotten scarf. It smells of pine and rain. I press it to my cheek and close my eyes. Something inside me tilts, gentle but deep. Over the next days, Lucas returns at dawn and leaves after dusk. We trade secrets in careful whispers. He tells me his favorite song. I hum the tune later alone. I read him lines from my journal, and he listens with steady eyes. Trust grows like ivy between us. One afternoon, a sudden storm slams the coast. Thunder shakes the museum windows and lights flicker. Lucas reaches for my hand without thinking. I squeeze back and fear melts into comfort. The roar outside feels distant now. That night, I walk home under a clear sky. Stars glitter like fresh coins, and the air smells washed and new. I hug his, scarf around my neck. My breath comes quick, but my steps feel light. I know change has begun. Inside my cottage, I stare at my reflection. My cheeks glow and my eyes shine brighter. I touch my lips and whisper his name. It rolls out soft and sweet. The shift inside me is real. I lie in bed and listen to the sea. Waves rise and fall like a slow heartbeat. I think of Lucas, of warm muffins and shared laughter. I feel brave and tender all at once. Sleep holds me gently, and I drift away, certain my quiet life is opening like a door. I let my guard down. I wake before dawn, and new hope fills my chest. The air feels light, and the sky glows gray and gold. I brush my hair and hum a small tune. My heart beats steady, yet bright. Today I will see Lucas again. He waits outside. The museum door with 2 apple pastries. He hands one to me and sugar dust floats in the air. We eat in silence, but the silence feels warm, not empty. I watch the sunrise paint soft fire on the sea. He smiles, and my fear softens. We walk along the beach, and wet sand cools our feet. Waves chase us, and we run and laugh like children. The wind pulls my scarf, and he catches it. His fingers touch mine, and I do not pull away. My laugh rings, clearer than the gulls above. Later he reads a page from his travel notebook. His voice is calm and low, and each word feels like music. I close my eyes and see distant cliffs and bright villages. He finishes and looks at me for a sign. I clap softly and feel pride bloom inside me. At noon, we sit under an old pine tree near the pier. Sunspots dance on our faces and resin smells sweet. I tell him stories about my mother's garden and my first pet bird. He listens and nods at each small detail. My words flow like clean water. He invites me to his rented cottage for supper. I pause, but his eyes shine honest and kind. I say yes, and my cheeks warm. We cook simple pasta with herbs and tomato. The room fills with garlic and happy chatter. After dinner, he plays a slow song on his phone. He offers his hand, and I place mine in his. We sway between the table and the couch. My head rests on his shoulder, and time feels slow and sweet. I think nothing can hurt me in this moment. We sit by the window and watch the moon rise over the sea. He tells me his sister calls him every Sunday, and he loves her jokes. I share my secret wish to write my own book one day. He says I can do it, and the promise sounds true. My heart opens wider. Before I leave, he pulls out an old camera and snaps a photo of me. The flash is soft, and I laugh at the surprise. He says he wants to remember this night. I let him keep the picture, and I feel brave. I rarely let people take my photo. Outside, cool air wraps around us. He walks me home, and our hands stay linked. Stars sparkle, and the village street glows gentle. We stop at my gate, and I thank him for the evening. He touches my cheek, and the world turns quiet. I step inside my cottage and lean against the door. My breath comes fast, but it feels good, not wild. I press my fingers to my lips and smile. No walls stand around my heart. Now, I whisper, I let you in, Lucas. I curl into bed, and the scent of pine and garlic lingers on my hair. The sea murmurs outside like a distant lullaby. I close my eyes and see his face in candlelight. Sleep settles soft and steady. I know tomorrow may bring storms, but tonight I rest unafraid. I uncovered his truth. I wake with soft sun on my pillow, and hope taps inside my chest. I choose my white dress and a bright scarf. I hum while I brush my hair. The day feels like a gift. I plan to share it with Lucas. He meets me by the market and buys ripe peaches for us. Juice runs down my hand, and we laugh and lick our fingers. The air smells of herbs and sea salt. He says he wants to cook dinner tonight. His smile looks easy, so I say yes. We walk to his cottage as gulls cry above. The little house glows warm in the late light. He chops tomatoes, and I stir pasta in a silver pot. Garlic steams, and bread warms in the oven. Our shoulders touch again and again. We sit down at a small wooden table. Candles burn low and paint gold on the walls. We clink glasses and taste the soft food. Music plays quiet in the corner. My heart rests in gentle rhythm. After we eat, silence gathers like mist. Lucas folds his hands and looks at the table. The candle shakes, and shadows dance on his face. He takes a long breath. Something changes in the room. I need to tell you something, he says. His voice drops low like a stone in water. My fingers chill around my glass. I wait and try to smile, but my lips feel stiff. The clock ticks louder than before. He says he is engaged to a woman in Boston. They planned a wedding for next spring. He came here to clear his mind, not to fall for someone new. His words float, but also crash. My chest tightens like a closed door. I push back my chair and stand. The wooden floor feels shaky under my feet. Warm candlelight now feels sharp. I look at him but cannot find breath. A wave of cold runs through me. I step outside, and evening air wraps me in salt and dark. The sea roars softly beyond the rocks. Stars blink above, but they blur. I bite my lip to stop tears. I hear the door open behind me. Lucas walks out and calls my name. His voice cracks, and his hands rise in plea. He says he never meant to hurt me. He says he felt alive with me. The words drift, but they cannot warm me. I tell him I need space. My throat trembles, but I keep my voice steady. I hand him his forgotten scarf. I turn toward the village road. My steps sound loud in the quiet night. I reach my cottage, and moonlight paints long lines on the floor. I sit on the edge of my bed and stare at my shaking hands. Sleep refuses to come. Waves beat the shore like a distant drum. Dawn finally slips through the curtains. Morning brings light, but not peace. I brew tea, but it tastes thin. My mind circles his confession again and again. I try to read, but letters swim. I breathe deep and whisper, "What now?" I walk to the sea wall and watch white foam crash and fade. Wind lifts my hair and cools my hot cheeks. I feel small but awake. The truth stands clear like a lighthouse in storm. I did not see it before, but now I cannot look away. I stayed anyway. I stand on the pier the next afternoon, and damp wind wraps around me. Gray clouds push across the sky, but I stay and stare at the water. My mind feels heavy, but my feet refuse to move. I tell myself to leave, yet I wait. A quiet voice inside me wants to see him again. Lucas finds me by the rail and calls my name. His face looks tired, and soft rain darkens his coat. He says he has thought of nothing but me. I fold my arms and look away. My heart hammers hard, but my voice is small. He holds out a note written on thin paper. The ink blurs where raindrops fall. He says he wrote all night and could not sleep. I take the note, but I do not read it yet. The paper feels warm from his hand. We walk along the shore in slow steps. Pebbles crunch under our shoes, and gulls cry above. He tells me his feelings are true, but his life is tangled. I listen and feel both anger and pity. My silence stretches like the wide sea. At my cottage gate, he asks for one more chance. He promises no lies, only time together. I open the gate and let him in. My chest aches, but warmth slips in too. I light a candle, and soft gold fills the room. We sit at my small table with 2 cups of tea. Steam rises and rain taps the glass. He reaches for my hand and I let him touch it. The touch sends a slow fire up my arm. I close my eyes because the feeling is sweet. He cannot promise a future, so he offers moments. I know moments fade, but I accept them. I say I will not ask questions, and he nods. The deal feels thin, but I wrap it around me. It is better than the empty night. Days pass, and he visits in secret. He brings stories, music, and warm soup. We laugh, and I forget cold truths. He leaves before dawn, and silence fills the walls. I breathe his scent in the sheets, and feel both full and hollow. Stop meeting friends after work. I tell Marisol I am busy, but guilt pricks my skin. My evenings belong to Lucas now. The village lights blur as I hurry to his cottage. My world narrows to one hidden door. At the museum, I watch the clock more than the exhibits. Maps fade behind. My eyes, and only his smile stays bright. Visitors thank me, but their voices sound far. Every footstep near the door makes me jump. Hope and fear knot inside me. One foggy night, we cook pasta again. Oil sizzles, and garlic fills the air. He plays a slow song, and we dance in the small kitchen. My head rests on his chest, and the world feels gentle. I choose the moment and push doubt aside. But after he leaves, I sit alone in the candles' last glow. The flame flickers low and shadows grow long. I press my hands to my chest and breathe tight. I know his ring waits in another city, yet I still want tomorrow. My thoughts spin like restless wind. I lie in bed and listen to rain on the roof. Drops tap a sad rhythm, but my heart drums faster. I tell myself I am strong, yet tears slip free. I whisper his name and promise myself sleep. Dawn creeps in while I stare at the ceiling. Morning finds me pale but determined. I place his note in my journal and close the cover. I know this choice may hurt me, yet I hold it close. The sea roars outside and gulls wheel in gray sky. I sigh and admit the truth. I stayed anyway. I lost myself. I wake when pale light creeps across the wall. My body feels heavy, and my head drifts like fog. I do not smile at the morning. I pull on yesterday's sweater without thought. My heart beats slow and tired. I skip the bakery and walk straight to the museum. Streets blur and colors look dull. I unlock the door, but I forget to turn on one light. Visitors drift inside, and their faces fade to shapes. I count minutes, not maps. Lucas sends a short message, and my pulse jumps. I wait by the window and tap the glass. He comes late, and I breathe again. He leaves early, and cold air fills the room. My mood rises and falls like a broken wave. After work, I rush past Marisol's house. Her curtains glow, but I do not knock. I tell myself I am busy, but guilt pricks my skin. I choose his secret over her laugh. Loneliness walks beside me. At home, I ignore my garden. Flowers droop, and dry leaves scatter. I promise to water them tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. The once bright pots look sad and brown. My cottage sighs in neglect. I sit at my desk and open my journal. Pages once held dreams of travel and sky. Now I write only his name and the dates of his visits. Ink smears under restless fingers. My words grow small and cold. Night stretches long and thin. I stare at my phone for the soft buzz. Hours slip by and no message comes. The silence hums, loud inside my head. I press the screen to my chest and pray for light. Sleep stays far, so I roam the dark cottage. Dishes pile in the sink, and dust coats the shelves. I touch Lucas's forgotten book and breathe in his scent. Comfort pricks like a thorn. I feel both safe and sore. Morning mirrors the last. Tea tastes thin, and bread stays untouched. I dress in gray and tie my hair without care. The mirror shows pale skin and dull eyes. I hardly know the woman there. At the museum, I greet guests with a hollow smile. Words fall flat, and stories feel stale. My mind wanders to his next arrival. Hope and fear twist inside me. I live in future seconds, not present hours. One evening I walk to the shore. The sea roars under a bruised sky. I ask aloud, is this love or sorrow? Wind steals my voice, and waves swallow the sound. My feet sink into wet sand. I lean against a cold rock and close my eyes. I remember the earlier me who laughed in sun. She feels distant, like a stranger on a far hill. Tears rise and drop into the tide. Salt stings twice. I turn home with empty hands and heavy heart. Stars hide behind thick clouds. I whisper, I miss myself. The night gives no answer. I know I have drifted far, and I wonder how to find the shore again. I remembered who I am. I wake to soft light and a sharp breath of sea air. The room feels quiet but not empty. I open the window, and cool wind strokes my face. The scent of salt and pine fills my lungs. I decide to start again. My phone lights up with Lucas's name, but I place it face down. My heart jumps, yet I let the message wait. I sip tea and watch steam curl in the morning sun. The taste is weak, but the silence feels strong. I breathe slow and steady. I walk to Marisol's house and knock on her green door. She opens it with wide eyes and warm arms. I fall into her hug and tears slip free. She holds me without words until my shoulders calm. The room smells of coffee and fresh bread. We sit at her wooden table, and I tell her everything. My voice shakes, but each word feels lighter. She listens and nods, and her eyes glow gentle. She says, I deserve light, not shadow. Her words rest in my heart like small flames. Back home, I roll up my sleeves and open the windows wide. Dust floats in golden beams, but I do not mind. I wash dishes, sweep floors, and shake out old blankets. The cottage sighs in relief. My hands move, and my mind clears. I step into the garden and kneel by the tired pots. I pour cool water over dry soil, and it drinks like a thirsty child. I pull dead leaves and set new seeds. Bright hope stirs under the earth. I smile at the simple work. Later, I walk along the beach with bare feet. Soft sand warms my skin, and waves kiss my toes. I collect 3 smooth shells and place them in my pocket. Each shell feels like a small promise. The horizon looks wide and kind. That evening, I open my old journal. Pages of Lucas's name blur under my gaze. I turn to a blank sheet and write about the sea, the wind, and the scent of fresh soil. My pen moves steady and sure. Words grow bright again. I pin a note on my wall. Remember, you are enough. The letters stand bold and clear. They catch my eye each time I pass. I read them aloud and feel a steady beat in my chest. Courage hums soft and real. On Saturday, I join a short writing class at the library. The room smells of paper and quiet, excitement. I sit with strangers who share kind smiles. The teacher asks us to write a memory of joy. My hand moves fast, and ink dances. I leave the library with a fresh notebook in my bag. Sunlight paints gold on the rooftops. I feel taller and lighter. The village street hums with gentle life. My steps match its soft rhythm. Back at the museum, I greet visitors with a true smile. I tell old stories with new warmth. Children laugh when I show them the brass telescope. Their joy echoes inside me. I sense the earlier me return. That night, I watch the moon float over the sea. I hold the 3 shells and press them to my heart. I whisper, I remember who I am. The waves answer with a calm hush. I turn away from the dark water and walk toward my bright cottage light. I opened the door to something new. I pushed the library door open on a bright afternoon. Sunlight spills across the wooden floor, and dust dances in the beams. My new notebook feels smooth in my hand. I breathe in the scent of paper and quiet. Hope. My heart walks lighter than before. A tall man with messy curls stands by the travel shelf. He flips a book and smiles when he sees me. His eyes look calm like deep water. He says, "You are in the writing class, right?" His voice is gentle and warm. I nod and tell him my name. He says his name is Rowan, and he studies art at the college. We talk about stories and colors and the soft rain outside. His laugh sounds like a small bell. I feel a friendly spark inside my chest. Rowan asks if I want coffee across the street. I agree, and we step into the cool air. The cafe smells of cinnamon and fresh roast. We sit by the window and share a quiet smile. Steam rises from our mugs and the world slows down. He shows me a quick sketch of the harbor in his notebook. The lines curve like moving waves. I praise the drawing, and he blushes a little. He says he loves to paint the sea at dawn. I tell him I love early light too. We walk toward the shore after coffee. Clouds glide overhead, and gulls float in the wind. Rowan talks about his hometown far inland. He says the ocean still feels like magic to him. I listen and feel a soft glow in my heart. Near the rocks, he pulls out charcoal and paper. He asks if he may draw the lighthouse. I sit on a smooth stone and watch him work. His hands move sure and slow. The sketch grows alive in minutes. I open my notebook and write a short scene. Words flow easy beside his moving charcoal. We share. Quiet sounds of pencil and wave. A calm rhythm forms between us. I feel safe in this simple space. Rowan finishes the drawing and hands it to me. He says, "A gift for your new story." The paper feels warm from his touch. The lighthouse stands proud in black lines. I thank him and tuck it inside my journal. As evening comes, we walk back to town. Street lamps blink on, and the sky turns orange. Rowan asks if I will join the art club on Saturday. My pulse jumps, but I nod. Yes. He grins, and the moment shines bright. At home, I tape the drawing above my desk. The charcoal lighthouse watches over my room. I sit and read my new words. Again, they feel fresh and true. I smile and whisper, This is a good beginning. Before sleep, I send Rowan a message that says thank you. He replies with a simple wave and a paintbrush emoji. My cheeks warm, but my mind feels calm. I place the phone aside and close my eyes. I know I have opened the door to something new. I found my own light. I wake when first gold slips across my ceiling. The dawn feels gentle and clear. I stretch my arms and breathe deep. The cottage smells of sea and fresh paint. My heart beats steady and calm. I brew tea and watch the waves through the open window. Light dances on the water and gulls glide above. I whisper thanks for the new day. My smile feels easy, not forced. Hope hums like a quiet song. Rowan meets me by the harbor with 2 croissants. His cheeks shine in the cool sun. We walk along the pier and share small bites. Flakes of pastry fall like soft snow. We laugh at the crumbs on our coats. At the art club, canvases line bright walls. Brushes wait in tidy jars. Rowan sets up his easel near the window, and I spread my notebook beside him. Colors bloom on his canvas. Words grow on my page. A gentle hush fills the room. Only bristles and pencils make sound. I feel safe between color and ink. My hand moves free and sure. Each sentence feels like a small wave. During break, Rowan shows me his work. The lighthouse glows red against a pale sky. I point to the bright light at the top. He smiles and taps the painted beam. He says it reminds him of me. I blush, but warmth flows through me. I tell him his colors lift my spirit. He grins and thanks me. Quiet comfort sits between us. It feels strong and soft. That evening, we climb the real lighthouse steps. Wind swirls around the tower, and stone feels cool. At the top, the lantern turns slow and bright. The beam sweeps over dark water. Stars scatter like glass. Rowan stands, close but gives me space. I press my hands to the warm metal rail. I watch the light circle the sea. I feel its power reach far. Inside, my own courage glows. I think of Lucas once, but the thought drifts away like mist. I no longer wait for his messages. The past stays gentle and distant. I carry only the lesson, not the weight. Peace settles deep. Rowan places a small sketch in my hand. It shows me standing under the lantern, face lifted to the beam. I trace the lines and smile wide. He says, "You shine on your own." My eyes grow bright with thanks. I walk home alone under a silver moon. The lighthouse light follows me part of the way. My steps feel sure on the quiet road. I whisper, I found my own light. The night air answers with soft silence, and I know it is true. Great work today. Every moment you spend practicing brings you closer to mastering your English listening and speaking skills. Remember, progress comes with patience and consistency. If this story inspired you or helped you in your learning journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Easy English Spark channel for more lessons and stories. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in your growth. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and keep shining.